Okay, so it didn't go well last time. I still don't know if this is something I'm doing in Game Maker or a version issue with Game Maker or fucking what, but still, what's going on is um, basically whenever I make my game full screen, I just get stuck in a black screen. It's not like everything stops too. I'm still hearing sound through my headphones, but I can't interact with anything. It's whenever I run my client version of the Game Maker game that I'm making in Game Maker and try to make it full screen. I have no fucking idea why that's happening. So, what we're gonna do is we're going to listen to some Thought Slime talking about Batman villains and putting them on a political compass. And we're going to try and fix what happened last time. Alright, and we'll start the timer.
But this one, there's only one character here who I don't know who they are, and we'll get to that. I have some guesses about who they might be. It could be a number of different characters, and I'm torn on it. So starting off, we've got Harley Quinn, Dr. Harleen Quinzel. Here's my thinking on this. I think it depends on the time when you catch her. Because if you catch her when she's still with Joker in the abusive relationship with the Joker, I think she's on the right, you know? But I think once she escapes from that toxic situation and becomes her own character, then I think she's on the left.
First thing we're gonna do, I basically fixed the camera, but now we're gonna make tile-based collisions because we want a giant map and we can't have that many active objects sucking up all the processing power in a game about you getting longer and longer, right? So we'll do that.
I don't want to lean too hard on this joke, but I do think that Killer Croc could be an anarcho-primitivist. Is he's primitive, surely. If anyone has cast off the yoke of civilization, it's Killer Croc. Surely. So I would be inclined to put him like right here. Maybe like that.
Now we need to steal my tile set collision script so I don't have to re-steal it. Actually, I never wrote that script to begin with. I stole it from someone else. Actually, but I did massively fuck with it. So maybe it won't work to just pull it into another project because I did massively fuck with it. Alright, so next we have to tell our snake to collide with the tiles. So we're going to do that in both the heads, which is annoying. I should make the heads one script.
They would just straight up go and arrest Sam Harris. Like, the Riddler, I think, is Sam Harris. And what I don't mean by that is that he's analogous to Sam Harris. I mean that the Riddler literally is Sam Harris in real life. And that Sam Harris must be brought to justice for his crimes, is what I'm trying to say. Black Mask is a fascist, in my view. That's the vibe I get off Black Mask. Let's observe the facts. Extremely rich. Wears a mask made from the coffin of his dead parents. Spooky looking. Skull fascination. This is all classic fascism.
All right, now we need to put some solid objects in our room. We need to make a layer for our map called collision. We need to pick the tile set that we just made. We're gonna want it to animate later, but for now, we'll just draw some shit. See if it works. Okay, it's probably not gonna perfectly line up, but huh, weird. So it works, but also it doesn't work. I'm like colliding. That works there. Why can't I go through here? I don't know why they won't let me. I bet I know why. I bet I misput in one of my X's and blah blah blahs. So let's go back. But everything's in there, right? Fuck, that's not the thing I was the issue I was hoping it would be. That means there's something wrong with the actual script. Which will be way more annoying to fix. Is it on the left too? Let's try doing a cheaty way first. Let's try fucking with their hitbox to see if it's that. Collision mask. What is this? 9 slice. No, it's not that either. What the fuck is it?
I don't know. It could be any of these women because most women in comic books kind of look the same. You can only really tell by their hair color. The chat consensus seems to be Talia. That's Talia? Okay, alright. This is Talia al Ghul. But, that being said, Talia al Ghul does have her ideological differences with the rest of the League of Assassins.
See, actually, I just can't
and some
move
of you
left
might be wondering why I'm saying League of Assassins and not League of Shadows. That's what they're
and
called
up sometimes.
in the comics.
Okay, there's actually more going weird.
Aren't they eco-fash? I mean, I think it, like
I can't
I
move
definitely
up there for some
have
reason.
read more stories where they have more of a beef with, like, the weak, decadent society than, like, in...
What the fuck is going on here? Like, there's... Okay. Like, now, all of a sudden... Other direction. I'm unable to move up there for some reason. I can move left there. I can move up through here, but... Let's see. Does it always happen in there? Within that area. Fucking weird. Oh, wait. It's probably because there's other shit I need to fix in here. Right? There's other movement stuff somewhere. No, that would be on the grow. Alright, let's look at the actual script. It's going by their bounding box to the center, right? That's how this works, I think. That's right. It is the shit I fucked with, right? I fucked with some shit in here. Yeah. You know what might look cool too? Because the because of the way I'm doing this pixel, I'm basically applying not really a filter. I'm stretching the surface out to a point where the pixels are like locked in. So like if the sprite doesn't match to the resolution of that grid, you get sort of this thing you're seeing right here where as the camera moves and as I move, like my sprite sort of deforms a little bit. I love the way that looks. And I think it would look even cooler if we drew on this sprite some little lines. We're gonna do that.
I don't think that she's eco-fash. Nazbols? No, like I would say, like, if we're looking at the League of Assassins, I would say they're like hardcore Maoists, you know? But if we're talking Talia specifically, then she's like, I don't know, like an ML who's pretty chill about it. They were eco-fashion Injustice, but I haven't seen that angle anywhere else. Well, Injustice takes a lot of liberties with these characters, and I don't know if we want to go with the Injustice versions. That could complicate things greatly, I think. Also, I don't think most of these characters are in that game. I think Joker's in Injustice 2, which doesn't make any sense based on the story of Injustice 1, but whatever.
Yeah, I think that works. Something like that works.
I think Deathstroke the Terminator, like, he had to have two nicknames. Deathstroke the Terminator. Come on, buddy, pick one. They're both cool. Someone kind of, already took Punisher. I know you came first.
Speedrun strat.
But that's associated with someone else now. Bud, that's not yours. You can't have that.
I love the way that looks. Now I'm going to want to just work on sprites, though, which is not a good way to spend my time if I'm really trying to do this thing in a day in 3 minutes. So what I should do is work on the field. One, I do think this is critical. It needs to be that, and we could test this. The one thing about having two heads is I never have to worry about fucking up my, here also let's fucking save to the git. Cool rocks, bro, is what I'll call this one. Commit to main, push. Okay. So I do think input allowed, we'll call it this. Input active equals true. And then we'll say that after you move, we'll make your input inactive for a little bit. Not working. Why? Alright, we're gonna draw input active over his head to make sure that's what the problem is. We're gonna have to take the camera niceness off so we can read the number. Wow. Never got that message before. Alright, we're gonna have to go to the test room. Why is this not working? Is it? Okay, hold on. It must be running every step and resetting the alarm every step, so that must be it, right? I am moving, but the drawing is not keeping up with me. Okay, is what's happening now. Alright, I have an idea of a workaround for this. And if not, we're going to have to move on and fix it after the 48 hours because I can't spend too much more time on this. But basically, I think I might be able to cheese it by putting in the move input on the left. We'll see. No. Part of me really wants to fix this. But the smarter part of me knows that that's a waste of time. It's just the draw. It doesn't really affect anything. The game is underneath working the way it should. Whatever. I could cheat and say I'll think on it and come back to it, but if I quit now, I feel like I should have to quit because in a game jam I wouldn't have time to walk away, think about it, come back to it. But I should call it quits. Alright, we got a day, 3 hours, and 2 minutes left.